I'm Felicia.
And I'm Ian.
And we are the Paranormal Lovers.
Hello, paranormal dudes, dudettes, and dudettes. Welcome back to another episode of the Paranormal Lovers.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
I'm smiling so hard because he just damn near forgot what the hell he was supposed to say. He had to think really hard about
I was giving it a little bit of space.
Oh, I gotcha.
You want to clap.
And then
we
break.
do this thing where we clap before all our episodes.
It's just a break to show me where to edit.
Yeah, it makes it easier when editing our videos.
But yeah, so I thought he had forgot because he was like,
no, I'm just being me.
Well, thanks for coming back. Episode number 140. Sorry guys, I'm a little loopy right now. Thanks for sticking it out with us. Oh, I gotta change my calendar. Sorry. Yeah, been a rough couple of weeks. As you can tell, I'm not mentally all there, but we're powering through, making shit happen.
Yeah.
We're back with another cult.
What'd you love about this week, though, first?
Yes. Well, I was getting there.
Oh.
Let's say we're looking at another...
yeah, you always do the title and then that. I got you. My bad. Okay. Sorry, I'm paying attention. I'm just over here in La La Land.
Anyways, we're looking at another cult that's all over the globe, currently, still all over the globe. Founded by the late Lyndon LaRouche, this organization still has its hands in politics all over the world, including right here in the United States.
Yay.
But first, what did you love about this week?
What did I love about this week? I got a new phone.
Hey.
And I don't love it, but it was necessary because mine was being kind of slow, and I still got to record on my old phone because I don't know, new phones don't come with headphone jacks, but
nope, no hole for the dingle hopper anymore. And we need the dingle hopper hole, because if we don't, we get echoes. So
yeah. So if anybody's ever tried to record with a phone and a different microphone and earpiece, the phone speaker still wants to play for some stupid reason. You can't turn it off, and so it will echo unless you have a dingle hopper to plug in the headphone jack.
Mm-hmm. That's very, very stupid.
That's us. That's our setup. But anyways, yeah, I like having a new phone. It's a little faster.
Nice.
What did you love about this week?
I've enjoyed purging.
I hate having a new phone battery. I guess that's what I should have said, because like new phones every couple of years, you take the batteries and the lithium and the mining.
Yeah. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go listen to King Leopold over on Patreon.
Yeah. Do you like your purging? Getting rid of some stuff in the house?
Getting rid of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, it feels so good to purge. I've needed to do this for over a year. And like, full disclosure, folks, I had a major meltdown last weekend. It's fine. Been purging since, and it feels so good to like have clean open spaces, to be able to like use the counter space and the table. I enjoy sitting at my table eating meals. That's how I grew up. That's how I want to do it.
It's important stuff.
It is important stuff. All right. So let's start with the man who started all this shit. Lyndon was born on September 8th, 1922 in Rochester, New Hampshire. His parents were Jessie Lenore and Lyndon H. LaRouche. His father's family had immigrated to the U.S. from Canada, where his mother's family came from Scotland. The elder Lyndon worked for the United Shoe Machinery Corporation in Rochester before the family moved to Lynn, Massachusetts. Lyndon Sr. was Catholic but converted to the Quaker movement. Little Lyndon was forbidden from fighting with other children, even in self-defense, which he would claim led to years of bullying. Because of this, Lyndon spent much of his time alone as a child, taking long walks through the woods to think about philosophy. He would later write that between the ages of 12 and 14, he exclusively read
Philosophically.
philosophy. He embraced the writings of Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz while rejecting ideology from others such as David Hume, Thomas Hobbes, and Jean Jacques Rousseau. In 1940, he graduated from Lynn English High School. That same year, his father was expelled from the Lynn Quakers after accusing other Quakers of misusing funds. Little Lyndon and his mother both left in solidarity with his father. He would enroll at Northeastern University in Boston, but left in 1942. He would later write that the teacher, quote, lacked the competence to teach me in conditions I was willing to tolerate, end quote.
All right.
Autistic
Damn, what
little
a student.
motherfucker. Sounds like Sheldon.
Yep.
You lack the competence to teach me in conditions I am willing to tolerate.
Auditioning his own teachers.
It's going to be Patty.
Like, no, you get to teach me. No, you get to teach me.
During World War II, he was a conscientious objector, or, quote, an individual who had claimed the right to refuse to perform military service on the grounds of freedom of conscience or religion, end quote. I will be a conscientious objector in this current war that we are in. Thank you very much.
Sure. Did you know that you can withhold your taxes from it too? You can use it as a reason to withhold taxes.
Next year.
Doesn't mean you don't have to pay them. It just means that you disagree with the government taking your money for a war that you are not supporting.
Well,
you can send them a letter.
I ain't gonna say nothing anyways about our current tax situation because I don't want to messing with it. So
that's how they want it.
Mm-hmm.
Authoritarian.
Well, they always give us money back, so, and I can't exactly tell them not to take it out my paycheck.
That's why a lot of people have, done protesting though.
Mm-hmm.
Is they'll send a letter to the government saying that they do not agree with supporting a war.
That's not what my taxes are for.
Yeah, I mean,
damn. I really wish you were wearing your Adam Kokesh shirt right now.
Right.
You were way ahead with that shirt, sir.
I heard that one from the Sons of Liberty. There's a lot of people that have done that in the past.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking about your Adam Kokesh shirt. I'm already against the next war.
Yeah.
You were way ahead of your time with that shirt. While he and his family were still Quakers, they could claim this. But still wanting to serve in some way, he and other objectors of the sort could join civilian public service camps. From my lover, Wikipedia, quote, the civilian public service was a program of the United States government that provided conscientious objectors with an alternative to military service during World War II. Draftees from the historic peace churches and other faiths worked in areas such as soil conservation, forestry, firefighting, agriculture. Others helped provide social services and mental health services, end quote. However, he did not stick with his principle of nonviolence, and in 1944, Lyndon enlisted in the Army. He still didn't fight. He served with the medical corps in India and Burma during the Burma campaign. By the end of the war, he was a clerk in the Ordnance Department and described his decision to enlist as the most important decision of his life. Okay. It was during this time in service that he defined one of his lifelong principles. Quote, the United States should take post-war world leadership in establishing a world order dedicated to promoting the economic development of what we call today developing nations, end quote. He wants to create a new world order. LaRouche claims that during his time in the conscientious objector camp, he had discussions about Marxism. He also claims that it was on a boat ride home in 1946 that he met another man from Lynn named Don Merrill, who converted him to Trotskyism, another branch of Marxism. When he returned home, he re enrolled at Northeastern University, but again dropped out. He moved back to Lynn in 1948 and joined the Socialist Workers' Party in 1949. In 1953, he moved to New York City, where he worked as a management consultant. In 1954, LaRouche married Janice Neuberger, who was also a member of the Socialist Workers' Party, and the two welcomed their son Daniel in 1956. By 1961, the couple were living on Central Park West. LaRouche spent most of his time actually working instead of focusing on the SWP. In 1943, LaRouche and Janice separated and he moved into an apartment in Greenwich Village with another SWP member, Carol Schnitzer, who went by Larrabee. It's like, okay.
It's a weird name.
Yeah, Carol Schnitzer, but you can call me Larrabee. Why?
Old Larrabee.
I'd be like, why? Where the fuck did that come from? In 1946, LaRouche began associating with a branch of the SWP known as the Revolutionary Tendency, where he came under the guidance of Jerry Healy, who was a British Trotskyist leader. He then spent 6 months working with Tim Woolforth, who worked under Gary Healy. After this went After this, he briefly joined the Spartacist League, okay, which was a branch of the International Communist League before he announced plans to create his own Fifth International, which is kind of confusing, but basically it's just a group of other groups.
Yeah.
In 1967, LaRouche
Like
began
MK Ultra.
kind of, more like the Rainbow Coalition,
Gotcha.
but Nazis.
Yeah.
In 1967, LaRouche began teaching classes at New York City's Free School on Marx dialectical materialism. From this, he gathered a group of students that he gave reading recommendations to, and this would become
A book club.
oh, it's a club, all right. In 1968, when the Columbia University protests erupted, he organized his supporters under the name the National Caucus of Labor Committees. LaRouche was hoping to use this committee to win control of the university's main activist group, the Students for a Democratic Society. He was hoping to use the SDS to build a political alliance. By 1973, the NCLC had over 600 members in 25 cities, including West Berlin and Stockholm, and was producing the far left paper New Solidarity. Over the next few years, the internal activities of the group became more and more regimented. Believing that the committee was soon to overthrow the government, many of the members quit their jobs and devoted themselves completely to the group and LaRouche.
All right.
Mm, mhm, mhm. It was around 1971 that LaRouche first started putting together the NCLC intelligence network. Listen, this motherfucker, to be a white to be a white man, international members would send information to the headquarters, and these reports would be reported on in their various publications. They have had dozens of publications. There are several different publications he founded, from newspapers to magazines, including Executive Intelligence Review, Fusion Magazine, and Campaigner Magazine. Okay. He also ran publication services such as the American System Publications and the new Benjamin Franklin House Publishing Company. Critics of his claim he started these particular companies to get access to government officials under the guise of press coverage. And they used the claim of news agencies to gain access to various people. In 1982, Solidarity, International Press Service, and Campaigner Publications were sued by U.S. News and World Report, with the report claiming members were impersonating their reporters on phone calls.
All right.
Like you can't do that. 1985, it was told to the Washington Post that the LaRouche organization had a worldwide network of government and military contacts, some of which were passed information from LaRouche members.
Hmm.
Former CIA Director Bobby Ray and men claim LaRouche and his wife visited him, offering him information on the West German Green Party. In 1983, LaRouche met with the CIA Director John McMahon to, quote, discuss one of LaRouche's overseas trips,
Hmm.
end quote. Why, though? Nobody ever answers my question. Why, though? By 1984, LaRouche's quote-unquote intelligence network was seen as one of the best in the world, with access to numerous high-ranking officials, which made other politicians very nervous, fearing a leak of information to LaRouche and his movement. Not only that, but the quote-unquote information that members were giving the officials was often lies. In an article written by Douglas Foster and Mother Jones, he wrote that the briefings, quote, consisted of disinformation, hate filled material about enemies, phony letters, intimidation, fake newspaper articles, and dirty tricks campaigns. Opponents were accused of being gay or Nazis or were linked to murders, which the movement called Psy war techniques, end quote. They should have got this motherfucker in to work on MK Ultra because he had some ideas.
Maybe he was working for MK Ultra.
Maybe he was. Who knows? This is going to be at least a two-parter, so we might find out. From the 70s until the early 2000s, LaRouche founded several other groups and companies, including the Citizens Electoral Council in Australia, the National Democratic Committee, and the U.S. Labor Party. In 1984, he and his second wife founded the Schiller Institute in Germany, as well as three political parties in Germany.
Hmm.
In 2000, he founded the worldwide LaRouche Youth Movement and had several printing companies as well. In his
Wow.
night, yeah, don't love that he's got a youth movement going on with everything we're learning about the world, but that's fine. That's fine. I told y'all I'm not well. In his 1987 autobiography, LaRouche claims that violent altercations began in 1969 when his group was attacked at Columbia University. But according to press accounts between April and September of 1973, it was the NCLC that was attacking groups LaRouche called left proto fascist. Okay, sir. NCLC members would attack members of parties such as the Communist Party, the Progressive Labor Party, and Black Power activists. They would use various weapons, including but not limited to chains, bats, and nunchucks.
Nice.
Because, I mean, not great.
Michelangelo and shit.
Michelangelo. Oh, Jesus. They're not the Ninja Turtles. These are bad people. Jeez.
And we back.
All right. This wasn't just kids going out to fight either. This was an organized operation by the members LaRouche had named Operation Mop Up. At least 60 assaults by NCLC members were reported during this time, and the violence only ended once several members of the groups were arrested, although no charges were ever filed. Biographer Dennis King claims the FBI was trying to sow division within the movement, for example, sending anonymous letters to various members, which I can definitely believe considering COINTELPRO and the work they did to discredit the Black Panthers. There is also the little matter of a memo that was released under a FOIA request that, quote, proposes assisting the CPUSA in an investigation for the purpose of ultimately eliminating him, LaRouche, and the threat of the NCLC. End quote. LaRouche claims to have met with Soviet representatives in 1974 and 75 to talk about the Communist Party attacking NCLC members. He also claims he wanted to talk to them about a possible merger, but they weren't willing to talk with him. Which, if the fucking commies don't want anything to do with you, sir.
Right.
In 1973, along with Operation Mop Up, LaRouche adopted more extreme views along with a deeper paranoia. He began to believe he was under threat of assassination from various sources, including the Soviets, the CIA, drug dealers, and bankers. Around this time, he also established the Biological Holocaust Task Force to investigate public health in impoverished African countries. He predicted a cholera outbreak and the possibility of a new disease hitting the continent in the 1980s, which was that AIDS.
AIDS was 90s? Or was it the
I
80s?
feel like it
Might have been the
started in the
80s.
80s.
Yeah.
The U.S. Labor Party was established as the political arm of the NCLC, at first preaching Marxist revolution, but before long their left leaning ideals went far right. In a two-part article in the New York Times in 1979, it is claimed that the LaRouche took his party, which at the time had 1,000 members with 63 offices across the globe, and turned it into an extreme right anti Semitic organization. LaRouche denied their claims and claimed to have filed a $1 million liable lawsuit against the paper, and and his press secretary claimed the articles were intended to, quote, set up a credible climate for an assassination hit, end quote. Oh, here we go. They coming for me. They gonna try to kill me. We gotta drink the Kool-Aid.
Right.
The Times article would go on to claim that members had taken lessons on how to use knives and rifles, that a farm had been used for guerrilla training, and that several members had undergone anti terrorist training. The Times, along with any other publication LaRouche felt was unfriendly, got harassed by the group. This is also when we really get into the claims of cult like behavior. LaRouche expected members to quit their jobs and devote their time exclusively to the group. Their money became his money, and he would even go as far as making members take out loans in their names.
Hmm.
Sir, my credit's already bad enough. No. Leaders of the party began to decide who got to live with who, and when one member left the group, their partner was not allowed to see them. LaRouche even began to question members' sex lives, going so far as to tell a man to quit having sex with his wife because it was making him, quote unquote, politically impotent.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know about that too much.
It was also in 1973 that LaRouche began promoting brainwashing and ego stripping. In his own words, quote, a worker's persona had to be stripped away to arrive at a state he called little me, from which it would be possible to rebuild their personalities around a new socialist identity, end quote.
Brainwashing.
Mm-hmm. Several ego stripping sessions with 26-year-old Chris White were recorded, with copies of the sessions being sent to the New York Times. Chris had moved to England with LaRouche's former partner, Carol Schnitzer, and in December of 1973, LaRouche ordered the couple to return to the U.S. According to the Times, quote, there were sounds of weeping and vomiting on the tapes, and Mr. White complains of being deprived of sleep, food, and cigarettes. At one point, someone says, raise the voltage, but LaRouche says this was associated with the bright lights used in the questioning rather than an electric shock, end quote.
Oh, snap.
Mm-hmm.
It's that interrogation.
It's very much giving Stranger Things right now. I don't know why. Maybe that's because
For
we've been
sure.
talking about that a lot lately.
I know it's definitely doing the whole MK Ultra thing. It's It's like reminds me of an offshoot thing of it
It's so crazy how much this was just happening everywhere.
everywhere,
Everywhere.
all at the same time.
You remember your crazy uncle that your parents used to be like, oh, he's just drunk. No, he wasn't. He was telling you the truth, my friend.
It's like in
Go apologize.
the movie Vacation or the
Mm.
Vacation movies with Chevy Chase.
Oh, yeah, I haven't really seen those.
The uncle that's got a plate in his head to pick up radio stations.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happened to him.
Do you remember that guy? I guess I have seen the Vacation movies. That is what, yep. It was in 1974 that LaRouche began to make contact with far right groups. He made contact with Willis Carto's Liberty Lobby and the KKK. Between his own racist policies within the Labor Party and his apathy towards the Rockefeller family, he was able to endear himself to these groups, though it is said that not much came from these contacts, which, like, sure it didn't. In fact, the Liberty
Liberty Bibberty.
I said the Liberty Liberty.
I think you said Liberty Lobberty.
I said the Liberty Liberty. Liberty Bibberty. Let's go get some cannolis. All right.
Brainwashing.
In fact, the Liberty Lobby soon announced that due to LaRouche's quote unquote basic socialist position, they were disillusioned with him. Then the neo-Nazi leaders began expressing their concerns that LaRouche over the number of with LaRouche over the number of minorities within his organizations, and stated they did not feel he was a true ally to their cause. They were not wrong to be cautious of working with LaRouche. In 1975, in a 1975 party memo, he speaks of uniting these groups to use them to overthrow the quote unquote established order. He adds that once it is done, it would be relatively easy to quote unquote eliminate the opposition. From 1976 onward, LaRouche and his members went on a campaign of reporting other left leaning organizations to the FBI and local police. This included US based anti apartheid groups, student dissidents, and anti nuclear groups. At the same time, he was also constantly telling his followers that he was a target for assassination. Those who allegedly wanted him dead included the Queen of England, the Council on Foreign Relations, and the Justice Department. In one interview, he claims, quote, I have been repeatedly the target of serious assassination threats, and my wife has been 3 times the target of attempted assassination. My enemies are the circles of George Bundy, Henry Kissinger, Soviet General Secretary Yuri Andropov, W. Averell Harriman, certain powerful bankers, and the Socialist and Nazi International, as well as international drug traffickers, Colonel Gaddafi, Atoli Khomeini, and the Malta Husin lobby. End quote.
Damn, he pissed off a lot of people.
The paranoia, sir. In March of 1957, the director of the FBI, Clarence M. Kelly, testified before the House Appropriations Committee about the NCLC. He testified that they were, quote, a violence-oriented organization of revolutionary socialists with a membership nearly 1,000 and chapters in some 50 cities. He said during the previous 2 years, its members had been involved in fights, beatings, using drugs, kidnappings, brainwashings, and at least one shooting. They were reported to be armed, to have received defensive training such as karate, and to attend cadre school and training schools to learn military tactics, end quote. 1 year later, LaRouche would, for the first time, run for the president of the United States. He did so as a member of the U.S. Labor Party and actually got over 40,000 votes.
Wow.
He would run 8 more times between then and 2004, netting him $5.9 million in federal matching funds.
All right.
Isn't that nice? You only have to raise, I think it's $5,000 in 20 states, and then you're eligible for federal matching funds.
Hmm.
So, if anybody wants to donate some money this way, I'm getting tired of this shit. His platform, while not super crazy by today's standards, was quite a thing to witness in 1976. Quote, his platform predicted financial disaster by 1980, accompanied by famine and the virtual extinction of the human race within 15 years, and proposed a debt moratorium, nationalization of banks, government investment in industry, especially in the aerospace sector, and an international development bank to facilitate higher food production. When Legionnaire's disease appeared in the US that year, he said it was a continuation of the swine flu outbreak and that senators who opposed vaccination were suppressing the link as a part of a genocidal policy, end quote. So then they were like, you should get the vaccine. If you don't get the vaccine, you're trying to murder people. And now we're telling people to get the vaccine, and they're like, you're trying to murder me with the vaccine. It never fucking stops.
No.
LaRouche was given a 30-minute slot on TV to air his views, which disturbed many people. Protests were held against him getting this airtime, as well as the NCLC as a whole. Stephen Rosenfeld wrote in the Washington Post that LaRouche's ideas were radical right ideals that only meant to disrupt and disinform. In 1977, LaRouche would marry for the second time, this time to Helga Zepp. Zepp was one of the leaders of the West German branch of the NCLC and would become his partner in the political sector. In 1980, she ran for election in Germany, and in 84 co-founded the Schiller Institute in Germany. And that is where we're going to leave you this week.
All right.
Yeah. There's a lot more to this guy. We're
Yeah.
only in 1984, and he didn't die until 2021.
Wow.
Or was it 2019? Some shit
Don't
like that. Some shit like that. But yeah, so he's already fucking crazy. People beating people, people brainwashing, shit's going wild. Now he's getting into fucking politics.
It's weird though. He has like some things that I'm like, oh, okay, I agree with that. Like the making people take vaccines.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, get vaccine, people.
Yeah,
But at the same time, he's doing like extremely suspicious
yeah.
shit.
I mean, it's like, listen. Sorry, guys. That's how a lot of cult leaders and shit get you because there's a little bit of truth to their bullshit.
Right.
There is a little bit of truth, and it makes you go, "Oh, yeah, that part actually makes sense." This other stuff's a little wild, but that part makes sense. And then
Right.
it's like, "Oh god, here we go." Alright, guys, well, we hope you guys have a good week. We hope you guys are all caught up on parts 1 through 3 of the Friends Don't Lie files, because we got another MK Ultra coming at you next week.
Yep.
Alright, guys. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you guys later.
Be kind to each other.
Love you. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.